What's up, my PT peeps? One Eye Bri back to talk about The Walking Dead and Jeffrey Dean Morgan gets what in the mail? So, if you don't know, Jeffrey Dean Morgan has been hitting the rounds for various interviews on Howard Stern. He was on the live show with Kelly. He was on Jimmy Fallon last night. He's hitting the rounds, doing some interviews, and he's talked about some of this information to comicbook.com, Howard Stern, a couple of different things. And it's pretty cool to see an inside look at Jeffrey Dean Morgan and really what he gets from crazy fans. Comicbook.com will put the link in the description if you want to read more. Playing the most horrifying villain on an already horrifying show doesn't rule you out of receiving love from fans, even if it's some strange, bold love. The Walking Dead's Jeffrey Dean Morgan made his presence known on the show by bashing in the skulls of two beloved characters before terrorizing the show's leader, Rick Grimes. Still, fans adore him and are sharing their more erotic fantasies with him as a result. That's weird. I would never think to do that with a celebrity or a person on a show, especially a villain like that. That just shows you some women and some fans out there might be a little crazy about the bad boys on there. So Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Norman Reedus have been hitting the road, hitting the fans up, getting a lot of autographs, pictures going out when they're out and about. There's always seems to be a new picture of either Norman Reedus and Jeffrey Dean Morgan together or separate all over the summer. It's down for this filming. Season 7 is done, but there's still going to be a lot of pictures. The news was that Norman Reedus just bought a house in upstate New York around Jeffrey Dean Morgan, so we might even see a little more. It's mostly women who I get really weird fan mail from, Morgan told Howard Stern. Like, they just want to be, I don't know, gagged and tied up and beat on a little bit. That's weird. Do they write them like notes or something? Do they talk to them at conventions? Like, do they request something? I don't know. This is a great picture of Negan. Grandma did not ask anything, as I know, but look at the shirt she's wearing. She's wearing a shirt of her, Lucilleing, I believe it's Negan on the shirt. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, this is Walker Stalker Atlanta, stopped what he was doing and grabbed a picture with her. Jeffrey Dean Morgan is a pretty awesome guy at conventions and just in general, even though he plays Negan, he is a really cool guy. Odd gifts are nothing new for celebrities. Oftentimes, at comic conventions, they are presented with some of the most unexpected and unusual gifts you could possibly imagine. However, detailed fantasies about wanting to be gagged or beat on a little bit is something new. And I get it. People would do that. At the Walker Stalker convention this past Atlanta, which is the biggest convention, the Norman Reedus and the panel moderator, they were joking about stuff like no ass to be choked or gagged or whatever, and it's just hilarious what people would ask. Norman Reedus, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Andrew Lincoln, all those guys are great, but Jeffrey Dean Morgan did a great job at Walker Stalker Atlanta. This was his first Walker Stalker Atlanta, of course, since being introduced on the show. He was great all around. Nothing but great stories of what he did. He went out of his way. He stayed late. He did crazy pictures like this. And it's just great. He's there for the fans, just like Norman Reedus is. They make a shit ton of money from these conventions, so why not have a good time with it, right? The more you put in, the more you get out. He's hilarious. He's a good guy. Even though he's not the best character on the show, some people like Negan. I'm not the biggest Negan fan myself, but Jeffrey Dean Morgan, I do like the guy. He brings out the charisma in people, and he's just outgoing, and he's a genuine person on there as well. But some fans be crazy what they request for him from both of these guys, and I can't imagine ever doing that. I'd be more on the subtle side, just to shake your hand and say, a big fan or whatever. While Morgan, a married man, might not get a kick out of the mail, his character Negan likely would. In the coming episodes of The Walking Dead, we'll learn just how sexually active the character likes to be as we explore his sanctuary hideout, hence his harem of wives. Morgan's fan mail won't be stopping anytime soon. The actor recently confirmed his role for the next season of The Walking Dead, which is no surprise to comic book fans. In fact, those who read the graphic novels expect the villain to be around for about as long as the show might run. He's going to be around for a long time, season 8 and beyond. But Jeffrey Dean Morgan, he really put on a show at the Walker Stalker Atlanta. I just knew that I was there personally, so I can comment on that. San Diego Comic-Con did some great things, especially at the panel with this at San Diego Comic-Con. People would be dressing up as Negan and little kids. I don't know, it's a little weird. He also said on one of the interviews that Jeffrey Dean Morgan has a ranch and chickens and all these different things, these farm animals in upstate New York, and his son was playing Negan with the chickens. That's kind of crazy that his son does that, but I just love this picture. That's not Judith, that's someone's baby at the Walker Stalker convention, but it is a great picture there too, guys. Speaking of weird stuff people get, Norman Reedus has breast implants that someone gave him. He's probably got several of them by now. He's got a whole gaggle of weird stuff, and he's got some weird from some fans and from Greg Nicotero from the set. So there you go, guys. Like, share, subscribe. Subscribe today to get more videos. You guys are awesome, and thank you for watching.